I put a post up today and I said something. I said, man, here's my way of clearing the noise. I listen to the word, I read the word, I listen to a sermon. Y'all know last night I put y'all on a sermon called The Curriculum of Crisis. So good. It's a keynote that Darius Daniels did at this revival. So that's good. So that's what I thought. Listen to the word. And by far I'm not perfect. I don't think none of us are. I'm perfectly flawed, if anything. Then from there, I'm reading the charts or reading some type of book on investing. I'm in the gym. I'm reading some type of book on business, trying to see where I can get a next mentorship from. Nate say, man, that curriculum for crisis was good, man. I was on it last night, man. I was thinking about something yesterday. Let me get y'all opinion about this, right? I will say this, man. So watch this. You know how people always talk about Peter and people always talk about Adam, right? People always talk about Peter and people always talk about Adam. Watch what I'm about to say here. This is so good when I put this in perspective. It's a lot of time when people reading the Bible and they'll be like, man, Peter was weak, man. Peter was da. And I kind of don't agree with that when I look at it from this perspective. We know Peter wasn't weak because he drew a sword out on the soldiers when they came to come for Christ. Right? So we know that he wasn't weak. Cut the dude's ear off. Right? But then God had already told Peter, hey, you gonna deny me. But I think, and so watch what I'm about to say here. How many times have we been ego-led where we disregard what we heard God say? And then we have to go back and ask God for guidance because we didn't listen to him the first time, because we let our ego make the decision. So let's make that make sense for a second. So Christ tells Peter, hey, you're going to deny me 3 times. Peter says, in so many words, man, you tripping, I'll die for you. Said, Peter, the enemy asked me to sift you like wheat. So I pray for your spirit. I pray for your faith. See, I pray for your faith. Right? I pray for your faith. That's what he tells him. Right? I pray for you. That's crazy. He didn't tell him, I pray that you be stronger. I pray that you can fight the battle, or I give you more muscles to fight the crowd. He said, I pray. He said, that's a deep thing. That's deep, right? Listen to how deep that is. That's intimate for somebody to tell you something like that. Like, I pray that you got the faith, the spirit to endure. I pray that you have a different quality of faith during times of, turmoil. That's a different type of yeah. You feel me? It's a different type of yeah. So my thing is, how many of us disregard, right? How many of us disregard a word or some instructions because we base how we gonna respond to it on who we are? All right, listen to it again. I want y'all to just hear me right here, right? How many times, and we can just come back in our life, like, damn, like, I did really get them instructions. I got them instructions, But because of who I am, I can say that I disregarded the instructions because of who I am, and I know how I'm going to respond to something. Right? And then when we go through the thing that we got the instructions for, we didn't respond how we thought we was going to respond. And now we back at God like, God, I need you to get me through this right quick. If we're going to be 100. Now, if that ain't you, I get it. You don't relate. And I get it. Everybody won't be raped. Everybody won't relate because that ain't everybody. Some of us just super strong and we get it. We don't go through that. Right? And I get that too. But I'm asking for those, right, who've been in that situation and you said to yourself, man, I got this, man. You tripping. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And you got the instructions. But then, when you get in the situation, you like, wait. This is different. And so now you got to go to God like, hey, God, man, I need your help right quick. I need you to help me get through this little situation right quick. You hear me? Like, it's kind of, it's deeper than what I thought. It's deeper than what I thought. So I need you to help me get through this right quick. You hear me? But if you get me through this one, and then I think about Adam. Right? I think about Adam. So a lot of times we say, man, Adam messed it up, man. Right? Somebody said, man, why didn't I listen? That's it. That's your Peter moment. That's your Peter moment. And what happens is it's easy to, and I'm making this a point, it's easy to say it's easy to say what we wouldn't have done reading about a situation. It's easy to say what we wouldn't have done looking at a situation. It's different when you in the situation. There's different energy involved, different chemicals going off in your body at a different time. So I think about Adam. All right. And one of the things that we say when we look at Adam and Eve, we always say that, there was a miscommunication between Adam and Eve, right? There was a miscommunication. Like Adam didn't, he didn't handle his business right. Now, the one thing I will say about Adam is Adam did something that I know for a fact I wouldn't have did, because Adam tell God, you the one gave it to me. Now, Adam, I can truly say in my heart of hearts, I would have never did that. Right? But Adam biting the apple, or Adam biting the fruit or whatever, my response to that is always this. How many times have we been in a situation where we've done something only because of a spouse, or we loyal to somebody, and we disregarded what the rule was? How many times have we done that? Right? Adam was on his top with that one. Man, you said that to me. Adam, you're tripping. But how many times have we been in a situation where, you loyal to somebody, you rocking out with somebody, like, this my people, this my spouse, I'm riding with my mate, I'm riding with my spouse, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Don't look at it as God. Look at it as, like, how many times you've been loyal to somebody, you rocked out with somebody, and you just been like, I'm gonna go against the grain. Right? Adam didn't know it was gonna cost everybody everything. He didn't know the whole humanity was on the line. You know what I'm saying? I know I've done it before. Man, I'm rocked out with you, right? It don't even matter. Like, all right, how many times have any of us ever made this statement? Watch the statement I'm about to say. Man, I'm rocking with you, wrong or right. And if you wrong, we'll talk about that later on. You feel me? Like, how many of us have made that statement before? Man, I'm rocking with you, dog. I don't care if we right or wrong. I'm rocking with you. And if you wrong, guess what? We gonna worry about that later. We'll worry about you being wrong later. We done all said that before. That's essentially what Adam said. I'm rocking out with you. I'm rocking out with you. Adam ain't know it was gonna cost the whole world everything. He ain't know that. He was rocking out with, God, you gave her to me. I'm rocking out with her. I ain't thinking she, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to justify for what I am saying to us is that we've all been in situations where we did things that were counterproductive to what God wanted us to do. And so then we had to learn stuff the hard way. Now, here's the thing about God. God gives us so much grace. You know what grace is? You know what grace is? Man, I was thinking about this the other day, y'all. Grace is when God gives us something that we don't deserve. That's grace. Grace is when God gives us something that we don't deserve. Grace. Some of y'all walking around with so much grace. I'm walking around with so much grace. So now in my life, I try to extend that grace to other people. Once I put it in that perspective, grace. I'm going to give you grace. I'm going to let you go. Even though you deserve. Watch this, y'all. I'm sitting in prison. Right? I'm about to go back to prison, fighting a charge for all these, for this guns, this drugs, this money. It's sitting on the courtroom table and you get found not guilty. That's grace. Look, somebody say, I made it to 40. Grace. If you know, I want you to do something for me right quick, y'all. This ain't one of them lives where I'm hooping and hollering and yada. Listen to it. If you know that you are only here by the grace of God, I just want you to put grace in the comments, man. That's going to let God know that you acknowledge it. Some of us ain't prayed this morning, and it's okay. I ain't tripping. Right? Some of us ain't prayed this morning. I ain't tripping. But I want you, when I say this and you know it's you, I want you to put grace in the chat. God gonna know that's your prayer for this morning. That's your talking to God this morning. You just putting grace in the chat. God, anybody who, God, listen, there's almost 190 people on this live and me. Here's what I'm gonna do this morning, God. Listen, some of them forgot to pray this morning. Some of them, and it wasn't on purpose, God. They was ripping and running. They slipped their mind. But God, that you are a graceful God. So listen, when they put grace in the chat this morning, God, I want you to take that as a prayer because they're acknowledging that you are the reason why they are where they are today. So listen, God, I want you to see these people in this chat. I want you to see these people in this chat, God. And listen, any abundant and overflow that I have, I don't mind extending it to them. That's my grace. Right? That's what I'm going to do. Any abundance and overflow that you got on me, I want you to give it to these people in this chat this morning. Right? So, but when they say grace, they acknowledging, God, that they're only here by your grace. So, right, I'm extending my abundance and overflow to anybody that's in this. So if you know today that you are here today on this live because of God's grace, I want you to put grace in the chat. Not because you worked hard, not because you sacrificed. We talking about the grace that God has extended on your life. We just want you to acknowledge it this moment. That grace, man. So I said that to say this. Now, not only do you know it's God's grace, I want you to do something today. I want everybody in here to do something today. I'm going to be real with you. I want you to make it I want you to go out your way to give somebody grace today. I want you to go out your way to give somebody some grace today. Uncle T, what's good? I want you to go out your way to give somebody, extend grace on somebody today if you know for a fact that it's God's grace that got you here. Because one of the things that we don't do, y'all, we find it hard giving people grace. I want you to just give somebody some grace. Today, I want you to just give somebody that really got under your skin today. Somebody pissed you off yesterday. Somebody pissed you off last week. Somebody did something that just right. Today, I want you to say, today, I'm going to give them grace. Because God gave me grace. That's the thing. We always asking God for something, but we don't want to extend it. We're not willing to extend the same thing that we asking God for. Ask God to help me do this thing or help me accomplish this goal. And we know what God wants from us. We know it. So today, I want you to give somebody some grace. I challenge you to give somebody some grace today. Just give them some grace. So you know what? I'm good, man. I'm extending grace today. I'm all right. You gotta extend some grace. Because we holding on to that hurt, that pain, that, you know what I'm saying? Right? We holding on to that hurt, that pain, that frustration, that, you know what I'm saying? We holding on to it, and it's hard for us to move around it. So today, I want you to just give somebody some grace, because you asking God for grace. So I want you to give somebody some grace today. Ooh. When we feel offended, because when we feel offended, we disregard everything. When we feel offended, we don't want to hear nothing. We like, bro, I don't even much care what you got to say. Right? It's the number one way. Offense is the thing that the enemy uses to get back inside. It's the number one thing he used, offense. When you start saying stuff like, I feel, got you. Right? Especially for men, you know, I'm going to say men like myself who come from situations where like violence and aggression is how you normally handle stuff. Grace. It's the number one thing, bro. It's the number one thing. Offense. Grace cancels out that offense. Grace, Rich was good. Grace cancels out that offense. So somebody piss you off, be like, you know what, bro? I'm gonna give you grace today, fam. I ain't even tripping. You got that. You know what I do, people, right now? In my post, when people do something crazy, I say, man, you know what? God bless you. You want it. You got it. I'll tell a man, I'll be like, you gotta kill her. When I see somebody flame, I'll be like, you gotta kill her. You got it, gangster. I don't want no smoke. Because I realize, man, I know what I came from. I know what I survived. I don't want no smoke. This is grace. It ain't nowhere near where I wanted to be at. But this is grace. This is what grace look like. This is God giving me something that I don't deserve, but this is grace also aligning with assignment. It's going to be hard for you. I'm going to make it hard because I need you to lean on me more than you lean on yourself, because that's what you good for doing. Trap, you good at leaning on yourself. You good at trying to figure it out about yourself. So I'm going to make it hard for you. I'm going to put you in a position where you cannot depend on yourself, where you got to depend on me. The minute I made you. Before you even, I had plans for you, Leon Howard, before you even got here. I know how you make. I know the situations that you experiences. And I know one of the things about you, Leon Howard, is you be trying to depend on yourself too much. So, but I'm going to give you grace. because I got a mission for you. And because you do some things that I really like.